Y'all, Britt went low and Kenya said, hold my purse. Good. That's good. That's very, very, very good. What's up? My name is E, and we are back to talk about the Housewives of Atlanta, episode 5. You know, this is the episode we've all been waiting for, and my only advice, this is my advice. Apologies are best served quickly. You can't piss people off and tell them how mad to get, and then a few days later say, I'm sorry, and think everything has blown over. It doesn't work like that. See, Easy E-Day, she's used to hanging out with men. She told us that. She has more male friends than she does females. And when a female has more male friends than she does female friends, her vision can become skewed to the reality of how females operate. See, we don't think you cute. We don't want your body. And we are not trying to buy no insurance from you, okay? So when you go too far, an apology is best served quickly. Anything more than a day is more than too late. And you gonna learn today. If you have not already, please hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on the notifications, babe.
Been through a lot from the start. Just to figure out who I am.
All right. So, let's start with the nothing ass scenes first. Flavor Flav invites the stepmommy of the South, a.k.a. Angela Oakley, over to talk about the incident with Kenya and Easy Edie last night. Easy Edie was there too. And she says, I was not trying to intimidate Kenya. I would never want Kenya to think I'm trying to harm her, which is complete bullshit. It's bull, because I have been telling y'all, Easy Edie is known to threaten people. Her go-to is to announce she has a weapon and pop off. That's her go-to. She did it on Facebook, and there's some woman out there who was at the BP gas station or Quick Trip, whatever gas station it was, who knows about it. This is a internet thug, and now when there's supposed to be consequences for her actions, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. Please, let's talk about Kelly and Porsha going to the hair spa to talk with Kenya before the grand opening. I told y'all last week, from the time they started filming, Kenya has been stressed out. That $400K that she invested into that business has her swimming against the current. She's under a lot of pressure. And I know it because I have never heard Kenya use the B word so many times. That's not Kenya. In this episode, Kenya said bitch at least 7 times. That's not like Kenya. And she has specifically said on several episodes in seasons past she does not like that word. And she does not like to be called that word. So this is more evidence Kenya is under pressure. And she's stressed out. More so, we know she's stressed because she's allowing that snake-ass, duplicitous-ass, skeezer-ass Porsha in her vicinity. Now, Porsha did contribute something of value to the conversation when she recounted, and I quote, Porsha said, Kenya disengaged and Easy was still in the parking lot going off, end quote. Remember that. She was like, you gonna learn today. And I got my whips, I got my pistols, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Okay, so a broken clock is right twice a day. Because after Porsha said that, she then said, we need to get to the bottom of it and figure out what happened. Bitch, it's on film. What do you mean we need to figure out what happened? You heard it. Kenya heard it. The producers heard it. And I want to challenge everyone to consider, what would Kyle Richards do in this situation? Erica Girardi, Kathy Hilton, and I'm using the Beverly Hills girls for a reason. Because on the Tamron Hall show, Kenya said that when she made the report, they treated her as if she was a Karen. Oh, Kenya's just complaining too much. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Listen to me. A person's first response when something happens at work is to go to HR, is to go make a report. We call that doing things the right way. Hey, I'm going to do things by the book because I don't want to get in trouble. So we're going to go to the office. We're going to put it in writing and let the HR people deal with it so we don't have to get in no trouble at work. Okay, that's normal. That's what a normal person does. And that's what Kenya did. She did that. But now you have Kelly and Porsha gaslighting the fuck out of Kenya. Oh no, she didn't mean it like that. Kelly said, I didn't even hear it. Kelly, you were standing right there. You were standing right there. And if I remember correctly, Kelly was laughing. Porsha then says, we have to figure it out. We have to figure out what happened. All of that is gaslighting. They know what happened. They heard it. And we're going to get into it at the end. But I just want y'all to see Kelly and Porsha are adding to Kenya's stress. Because the HR and the producers, they're telling Kenya, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Relax, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Because they want Kenya to respond. And then you have Porsha and Kelly saying, oh, no, she didn't mean it like that, even though Kenya knows what the fuck she heard. Okay, let's move on because we're going to come back to it. Next, the stepmommy of the South, Angela. She finds out that her daughter has been married for 4 months and she didn't tell her. Well, that is indicative of how much Angela's daughter has trust in her as a mom. And as a mom, that is embarrassing. It is embarrassing that your daughter has gotten married and you knew nothing about it and 4 months had passed. That's embarrassing. See, too busy being a stepmommy, chasing behind Charles and his other child, and your own biological daughter has gone rogue. No further details are needed. Let's move forward. The Go Naked Skeezers link up. Porsha For Real and Easy Ide, both of them walk into this restaurant. They both dressed like $700 a night. And it was clear. This scene was filmed after Kenya's suspension. It was filmed after. This is when Operation I'm No Longer Kenya's Friend came into play. Porsha hit the kill switch. And this is why production did all those flashbacks of Porsha and Kenya getting into it. Because Porsha is singing a different tune from what she just said at the hair spa. So this is them doing the backtracking, filming scenes after the fact and then plugging them in before because they're trying to play on our intelligence. Porsha is playing both sides of the fence and she's tainting the narrative. A friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Porsha is trying to coach Easy Ide on how she didn't personally hear Easy Ide say the word pistol, even though she just said at the meeting with Kenya and Kelly the day before, allegedly, that she heard it. Now all of a sudden Porsha didn't hear it. Porsha then says she used the word pistol at Shamia's house, so it's easy to make that mistake and get into it. We just use the word pistol really flippantly and it's no big deal, which prompts Easy Ide to say, yeah, I didn't even mean it like that. Porsha For Real is foul as fuck. I said last year, this won't last long because Porsha is just like Easy Ide. They're only good with male friends. They're not good with female friends because they get too jealous. Look at how Porsha is treating Shamia. Look at how Porsha is treating Drew. Porsha's longest relationships are with men, and that's for a reason, because men think you cute. Men want to be in your company. Men are not going to hold you accountable. Okay? That doesn't work with females. So be weary, ladies, of all of these women who are incapable of maintaining long relationships with females. It's a reason for that. It's a reason. But let's just get into the main scene because I don't even want to get into Angela and Charles in the kitchen talking about that fake ass shit with her mom and sister and Angela not washing her hands before she eat. I don't want to talk about that. I want to get straight down to it. Let's talk about the day of Kenya Moore Hair Spa grand opening. That's what I want to get into, and I know that's what y'all want to talk about. Kenya arrives, and it is absolutely beautiful. The entire venue. The pictures outside, when you walk in, the carpet is laid out, the flower mural on the wall, everything was so beautiful. Kenya's purple dress, beautiful. Her hair, beautiful. She looked like she had just stepped out of the 90s off of Ebony magazine. Beautiful. The only problem was Kenya was surrounded by so many snakes because as soon as Kenya gets to the carpet and she's taking her pictures, here comes Porsha with her fake ass. And she comes up and she want to take pictures with Kenya like they are BFFs. All of this fake support. Kenya, snakes in your grass, baby. Snakes in your grass. Speaking of snakes, here comes Cynthia with her lying fake ass. Then here comes Shamia and Miss Lawrence arrived. I thought it was great to see Miss Lawrence. I felt like Miss Lawrence was probably the only true person in Kenya's corner who showed up on the carpet. Then whoosh, the camera flashes to Kelly's house, and she's getting in her van and she's going to go pick up Easy Ide, and they're riding to the hair spa together. And Easy Ide lets us know she has her "I'm sorry I cheated on you" bouquet of flowers with the apology card. And the gag is, these two bitches arrived late. How are you coming to somebody's event with the flowers and you want to make an apology, but bitch, you're late? That's something you do before the event starts, not after. So that was not going to go well regardless. Not only did Kelly and Easy Ide arrive late, but Drew arrived late too. They missed the hair contest, which was absolutely beautiful. It was the highlight of the grand opening. And I know people will say, well, we didn't get to see the full effects because of what Kenya did afterward. But remember, they didn't show Kenya's business last season. So even if this didn't happen at the grand opening, I'm not so sure they would have shown the work and tenacity it took to build those girls' hairstyles and get those costumes ready. I'm not so sure. So, Angela arrives. Kenya instantly pulls Angela to the side. Angela apologizes again on behalf of Easy Ide and those comments that were made at Angela's event last week. Angela specifically said to Kenya, "I am on your side." That's what she said. "I am on your side," which is another fake ass bitch. Because if the editing is real and right, Angela was just at Shamia's house with Easy Ide, cuddling up and pillow talking about the entire incident. And this is where Angela lets us know, hey, I'm the one who wrote that question on the cue card about can Kenya say something respectful to Easy Ide. See, I thought that was Kelly. So Angela, when she says, "I'm on your side," Angela's not on anybody's side. If Angela was on Kenya's side, she would have told her right then, "Girl, I did feel like you were coming for Easy, but what she did was too far and I don't support that." Angela didn't say any of that. She didn't say any of that. And she specifically said to Easy Ide and Shamia the day before, "I have to stick up for my friend." But then flip it 24 hours later, now you're walking up to Kenya and saying, "I'm on your side." A friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Period.